Hey guys, this is McRae. I've just finished a strategy meeting with my partner, and one of the things that occurred to me was that business, as in life, is a team sport. You can't have a business of any size unless there's people involved. And if there's people involved, then your job is to point them all in the right direction. Your job is to make sure everybody's swimming the same way to get the same result. And that's, can be harder to do than you think, because when you have a team, there are people who you like more than others, and there'll be some people who you might not actually like, but they might be good at what they do. I try and always be as unbiased as I can. It's not always easy, but there are various different businesses, and I have a fondness for some people more than others. But your job as a leader is to appear at least unbiased and get everybody to do what needs to be done. So, as a business owner, when you start to scale and grow the business a little bit, it's really about building teams and making good decisions. So, how do you make a good decision? Try and be logical about it. In previous videos, I have an entire decision-making process. Best place to find that is on YouTube. And, be well prepared, think it through, ask advice. The more opinions you get, the better. And there was a book I was reading a while ago. The name escapes me right now, but it was people can be kind of categorized into two groups: hedgehogs and foxes. So people who are hedgehogs, they tend to make a decision and then curl up, and that's their decision. It's your job to try and talk them out of that. That's not a good approach. Then you've got the fox. The fox is always trying to take little bites. It's, collecting information. It's moving. And that's kind of how I am. If I have 90% plus of all your decisions should be made almost immediately, especially if it's in a field you've been in for a long time and you know how it works. You shouldn't need to rely on other people. But big, difficult decisions, I'll take my time. Time is often the enemy and can cause stress. And sometimes you've got to slow it down. So if people need an answer from me, if they need any kind of answer immediately, it's always no, because I will not be rushed. When I make a decision, I want to make sure it's the best possible logical decision that I can make. And sometimes that means just sitting quietly and thinking about it. Sometimes it means going for a walk. Sometimes it means calling some friends and asking some friends what their opinions are. Sometimes it's reaching out to people I might not even know, but in the same industry or in the same situation, and asking advice. But I don't want to make a decision because I never did everything that was required to make a good decision. Now, does that mean you will always be right? No. But it's kind of like golf. Even the best golfer in the world, Tiger Woods, he doesn't hit every shot perfectly. But what he does do is he hits fewer bad shots. And that's kind of how business works. It's all about, making fewer bad decisions, thinking things through. So building teams and making decisions. And as far as building teams go, I'm constantly in the outlook for people to add to my team. There's been a couple of occasions, and one that springs to mind is I was at the movies, and the girl who was serving the tickets, it was gold class movies, so they kind of have a little concierge service, but her customer service was amazing. And I gave her a card and told her to give me a call, and if she was ever looking for a job, to reach out to me. There have been people who I've been speaking to on the telephone, telesales people, and if I think they're doing really well, I might not be interested in their products, but I'm interested in them. I'll ask them, are you interested in the job? Are you enjoying what you're doing right now? Would you like a change? So constantly be building your team. You know, think about yourself as a coach or a manager of a world-class team, and you're trying to constantly improve that team, bring new talent in, look for people, and you might find it in unusual places. So building teams and making decisions is the core of growing and scaling your business. I hope you like these tips. If you do, the best place to get me is on YouTube. Look for my channel, Mark McRae, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for listening, guys.